Well, happy July 1st, everybody. My name is Red Baron. Thank you for spending the time with me at the show today. Welcome to the Crypto Treehouse, otherwise known as the Crypto Bomb Shelter. And you picked a good night. If you guys are new to the stream, you picked a good night to be a part of what we're doing here. So we're going to be giving away 5,000 VeChain on the show tonight. And all you got to do to be able to qualify for that is just join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. That's our free Discord where we have a group of really great people that love crypto. Not a bunch of spam, not a bunch of marketers, just people who have a love for crypto and all things digital. So feel free to join us over at the unfairadvantage.chat. You'll have a little bit of time. I'm going to go ahead and kill the mic here. Let me get through a couple things real quick. But we're going to have some upfront radio silence here while everybody goes ahead and files on into the chat. And I'll give you a chance to go ahead and join the unfairadvantage.chat because you must be a member in order to win, get a chance to win the 5,000 VeChain we're going to be giving away later on in the show. So give me a couple minutes here. And of course, obviously, if you guys would like to know a little bit more about who we are, what we do, if you'd like to see our digital charts that we use featuring AI, you can do that at phibicharts.com. This is a very unusual website. If you guys would like to join us and like to subscribe to the charts that we do, predictive programming using automated intelligence, just simply go right here where it says subscribe now. Or if you want to know a little bit more about the different packages that are available, just go right there. And of course, obviously, my name is Red Baron, and I will be back on air here in just a couple minutes. I'm going to run to the store here and let everybody go ahead and get in the chat. And then we'll go ahead and we'll get everything going here in about 10 minutes, okay? So hang with me. You guys that are new to the stream that are not a part of our Discord, go ahead and get in because everybody who gets in has a chance to win tonight, all right? Well, thank you very much for waiting for me there. It just took a little bit of a while. Got to get everything all kind of orchestrated here. It's a big day today. So we're going to be giving our first 5,000 VeChain away to one lucky winner here. That's a member of the unfairadvantage.chat. So again, we're going to kill a little time here. Going to do what we normally do. We're going to take a look at the market and see what's left of our money. Later on in the show, we're going to go ahead and do a drawing for 5,000 VeChain. And of course, obviously, if you guys want a chance to do this while I'm killing a little time, you still got a little bit of time to sneak in under the wire. Just simply join us at the unfairadvantage.chat, which is our free Discord. We don't need to sell you anything. You don't need to buy anything. Just want to have you just come in, kind of just see what's going on with us and see what our group is all about. I have a feeling that once you get there, you'll find that you found a real home that you want to stay along. And whether you win or whether you don't, I think you'll end up being a winner in the long run, because everybody who's a member of our group usually comes away pretty impressed by the group and the quality of the people there. There's no spamming, no shilling, no political arguments, no flame wars, no nothing. We intend to keep it that way. So again, you guys, if you want a chance to get a chance to win 5,000 VeChain tonight, we're going to be giving away here in probably the next 30 minutes or so. Depends upon what our schedule is for tonight. We're going to go ahead and go through some charts, and we're going to do that from amongst the members. We're going to randomly pick it right here on air. And speaking of that, we had a little bit of a glitch with the pick bot, so I wasn't able to. I'm not able to do it. So we're going to we figured out a workaround. We're going to have one of my mods do it live on air. So we're just going to go ahead and broadcast the Discord and just pick right straight from the group live on air. So I'll have one of my mods just pull the trigger, and I'll be just as shocked and surprised as you are by who wins this thing. So that way I'll know when you know. So we'll do it fair and square and above board and everything, because that's the way we like to run things. So okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at stuff. So of course, obviously, if you guys are new to the chats and if you're new to the stream, thank you very much. My name is Red Baron. I go by RB, and I am the head chartologist, I guess you could say. I'm the guy that kind of keeps things glued together. I'm the head of therapy counseling here at Crypto Therapy. And I keep everything kind of go along, keep the ship pointed in the right direction. So if you guys want a chance to see what it is, the charts that I use that feature automated intelligence, you can go ahead and subscribe over at the charts over at fibbycharts.com. And you can do that very, very easily. And of course, prices start at about $24.95 per month for a basic collection of about 6 to 10 charts. I don't remember how many are in that, but on up from there, there's several different packages. So the guys that are getting that are getting great, great value. And of course, if you subscribe, also want to tell you guys that if you're new, if you really want to go all in, if you're a bigger trader and you really want to make a big splash, we do have a 4th of July special that kind of popped up this afternoon here. Let me go ahead and bring that up here, and we'll talk about that here real quick, and then we'll get on to the meat and potatoes of the show here. Hang on just a second here. Okay, so here's all of our charts that are available. You can get into the bronze package starting at $24.95, and it includes these different coins, and step up to the silver, and of course gold. And gold, you also get a VIP chat. VIP video streams such as the one we're about to do here are also included in gold chat and platinum chat and diamond, but it's not necessary that you do that. However, we are having a sale on our biggest package, our most popular, fast-rising popular program, which is the platinum package, which you get the gold chat and a little bit stronger, a little bit deeper depth dive into pricing and stuff like that. Basically, it's kind of what I like to say is it's kind of like looking over my shoulder and copying my homework. So if I'm making a move, or if I'm thinking of making a move, or if I'm suggesting that a move is possible, I'm going to let that fly on platinum before I let it go anywhere else. So it's kind of like looking at the lead guy and copying his homework. So the smartest kid in the class. Which ain't saying much when you talk about me. But anyway, if you guys want a chance to join this, we're giving 10% off, and we're also going to be giving a lifetime subscription to the charting class. So if you guys have no idea what's going on, you just want to get into something, know you have something that you can trust, you can go ahead and jump into the platinum. We are giving you 10% off. As long you can either get 10% off lifetime, or you get 10% off of your monthly subscription, normal price subscription. Normally, I believe it's running $24.95, and right now it's about $25 a month off of that for as long as you go. And you get the charting class as well, which is basically saving you another $250. You get that for free. There's lifetime access, and we're always going to be adding to that. So hell of a value there. So let's go ahead and get on to the show in general here. We're going to be working off the platinum chart. So when you do subscribe to the platinum charts, this is what you get. These are all the icons and all the different cryptos that we track and trace, and it's a very easy to use interface, and not a lot of threatening. But anyway, if you get into the crypto class, we'll teach you how to get the best out of it. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what the heck is going on with Bitcoin right now. So I'm starting to watch some of the social media that's going on out there right now, and everybody's starting to come around to my side of the boat. I said that I've been calling for 25,000 for a long, long time. I'm starting to see some very well-respected charters on YouTube are starting to come around and go, this probably could happen. Well, ain't no probably about it. It's gonna happen. I've been saying it. I've been saying it for almost half a year. It's gonna happen. And our automated intelligence system has foretold it. And many, many times, you guys that are fans of the show, when a call comes in, it might take a little while, but sooner or later, ping, you get it. Ping, 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 ping. Every single one of these things hit, 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 hit. This is probably one of the most deadly accurate programs you'll ever see in crypto. And it's something that you just can't get anywhere else except for at fibbycharts.com. All right, so as far as Bitcoin goes, we're just going to go ahead and cover this real quick. Let's get on the 6 hour here so we can really talk turkey. So the 6 hour pretty much lays it all out for you guys. Right there is where I've revised a little bit. Anubis is our long-term predictive bot, and ISIS is our little more shorter-term bot. And two are in full agreement now. There was a little bit of a variance between the two, but the two are in full agreement now. Some of you guys that are watching go, well, I thought you had a $9,000 call. I'm not ruling it out. I'm not ruling it out. I always err to the side of super hyper conservative whenever I go public, because I know a lot of you guys respect what I do and you copy what I say, and I want to make sure that I'm not getting anybody wrecked. I would rather you not get a full scoop of ice cream and at least get a taste than get no ice cream at all. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of basically the way that I approach things. So I always try to err to the side of conservative on a buy and conservative on a sell to make sure you don't miss the exits as well as the entrances. Now, as far as price goes, when are we going to see this? That's always the $64,000 question. I get off live stream and I just get pounded with everybody going, well, when's this going to happen? I got a follow-up question. So the big follow-up question is pretty much, when is this going to happen? So I think as we get closer to this now, it's becoming abundantly clear to me when this should play out. Either it's going to or it's not going to, and I think we can now put a pretty fine cap on the time frame. I told you that basically we're looking at a head and shoulders. Let's see if I can kind of zoom in on this a little bit. There we go. We're looking at basically a head and shoulders motion right here. Very, very easy to understand. Anyone that understands TA will immediately identify with that as a head and shoulders. It's classical. Now we do have some drop points. We look for those shelves, and so when we break that shoulder line, which is right there, when we break below that shoulder line, roughly at about 30,000, she's going to free fall like a son of a bitch. And there's not a whole hell of a lot holding it. And it's going to fall to 24, which is your first little, very, very little resistance, guys. This is pretty much the historical hold on this. I mean, that's not enough to hold it from falling. We don't get down to real baseline support and resistance till we start getting down into the $19,000 range. So you can see where I'm basing on my guess. This is using just standard classical TA. Now you start plugging in our ISIS system, which is these bronze lines, which is the AI lines, which have been proven over and over and over again to be just absolutely flawless. You can see right where that sits, right underneath that base and support. And she threw down lines a couple days ago and improved it. These things, the bots that are embedded in our charts, they recalculate 100 times a second, and sometimes they don't always redraw. But when they come into a higher degree of probability, they will rethrow lines and dial them in a little bit. And a new retracement came in and basically locked in with our long-term and our short-term prediction bots, and that puts it right there at about 16 and some change, folks. So you're looking at, to kind of scoop in here just a little bit closer and look at this. What we're looking for is the golden drop. We want to see 24,000. Now, a long time ago, I was telling you guys conservatively, 25,000 is what I'm watching for. And everybody's like, oh, come on, that could never happen. Well, you ain't laughing now, are you? It's getting to look pretty probable. In fact, everybody's screaming Chicken Little. Everybody's doing their version of Chicken Little now. Now they're all saying it. Anyone that's paying attention. Hang on just a second. Okay, there you go. So everybody who really knows what they're talking about is looking at this and saying, yeah, we could probably go 25,000. Yes, we can, and then some. So buckle up, boys and girls. The big dips are coming. They're coming, and they're coming soon. So let's take a look at this and say, when is this going to happen? So now I can start speaking with a lot more probability and a lot more authoritarian conviction. And I said this on last live stream, so I want to kind of go back and circle back and explain. So you guys that are new on live stream, thank you very much for joining us. I see a lot of new names and faces popping in the chat and stuff like that. So hang tight. You're going to see some stuff you've never seen before in charting here coming up shortly. All right, so with the head and shoulders, basically, it makes sense. We just always like to fall back to common sense. It makes sense that, this is his shoulder, this is the head. This shoulder can't get too long before it basically just falls out of formation. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we can't have a short shoulder here and a shoulder that just runs for months on end, clear over here to the green. It wouldn't be a head and shoulders formation. It would be a failed head and shoulders going to a former, or going to a new formation. So there's a point in time at which this has either got to, do it or not do it, so to speak. And so we're getting very, very close. Now, this ties into a lot of other things that I've said. I've told you guys that I expect that if we are going to see the grand drop, there's only a certain period of time before we're, the moon's in a certain place, or business does what it does, however, whatever discipline you bring to charting and to your understanding of movement of crypto. But long story short is we've got 14 days left. 14 days. Worst case scenario. Best case scenario, depends upon how you look at it. We got 14 days. I'm much more of the mind that we've got about 7, but I'm going to give you 14 to be on the soft side of it. So if we don't start seeing some real hardcore blood and guts, free fall, rocks falling from heaven kind of thing in the next 7 days or so, I'm going to soften my position after about 7, but I don't think I'm going to have to. But if we don't see it at all by 14 days, I'm going to question whether or not that this has been full-on manipulation and they're just going to take it the other way. But I always fall back to my main thesis that you guys have been following the live stream. You know how I've said this. It makes no sense to go this far and not go the full way. When we look at XRP, when we look at some of these other ones that have a support that is just absolutely ridiculously, it's established so long of a history. Let's go ahead and let's look over here so I can get to the point here. If we're looking at XRP, I have been calling for a very long time, 22 cents to 25 cents, right in that range. Now here we are sitting at 66. Why would we come down from $2 to 66 cents if we're not going to go all the way? What's the point of bringing us halfway and turning around and going back down the same road and going back up again? Makes no sense. We have, I can't zoom in on this particular chart, but we've had anyone who is a fan of XRP, I do not have to remind you that we have spent an inordinate amount of time in the 22 to 25 cents range last year for a long time, better than half a year. And so that has created for us what is a floor support now. In other words, a crash pad. So if we're going to come down, we're going to have to smash wholeheartedly, mightily into that 22 to 25 cent range. And that will create an absolute bottom, an absolute stall. And I'm saying right now, if it goes lower, who gives a holy hell? Go buy it. Buy it. If you can get it, and this is not an opinion, it's a fact. If you can buy XRP at 22 to 25 cents, knowing what many of you already know, have listened to what I've already told you, stop picking up pennies stop missing dollars trying to pick up that extra quarter of a penny. You know what I'm saying? So if we get down to the 22 to 25, truly anything to be conservative for you guys that just want to make sure you get in, anything under 30 cents, I would be right there behind you, pushing you through the door. I really would. Because if you're trying to hold up, well, I want 22 and a half, or I want 19 and a half. I just want to see how close I can get my toe to the line. Don't be foolish. Because when this thing turns around, it might turn around so fast you might blink and find yourself at back where we are now, if not higher. So don't screw around. If you're on an exchange where you can put in the orders based upon what I'm telling you, if you tend to believe my opinion, you better get your orders in now. Because if it flashes down and hits it, XRP is known to have a history of ungodly deep wicks. 30% wicks. So this is why I'm saying when we get to 30 cents, 25 cents, 22 cents, I don't know how much lower it'll go. It is very conceivable. It could wick all the way down to like 12 cents or something like that. But I'm not going to sit down there with my finger hovering over the button trying to buy it. If I can get it, great. On an auto buy, great. But the bulk of it better be between 22 and 25 cents. So anyway, let's go ahead and get back to Bitcoin, and I'll wrap up my thoughts on this. So Bitcoin's going to be our market leader. As far as, as Bitcoin goes, so goes the rest of the crypto world. So that's really what we're looking at. We're looking at XRP, and we're looking at Bitcoin to be the market leader. So, whether you're a Polkadot fan, a Cardano fan, pick one. It doesn't matter, because those two right there are market leaders in a different way. And they both have different reasons why they would go down. But if you see one go down and the other doesn't go down, question it. If you see them both go down, you know this is it. This is the day. It's going to start raining blood. And so hopefully you guys are sitting on a lot of dry powder here. Hopefully you guys have followed my commentary through the last couple weeks and established seasoned money on Coinbase so that you can get in, get out, get gone. You don't want to leave your money. You don't want to leave your crypto on the exchanges, but you do have to leave. If you're dealing with Coinbase, you do have to put your money on Coinbase and let it season for six or 7 days before they let you remove the coins. Meaning, to kind of get back to this topic, if you guys want to buy something that's not offered on Coinbase, for example, you got to have your money sitting on their exchange for 6 days before you can, say, for example, buy an XLM, use that XLM to trade for some more XRP, or buy Bitcoin and use Bitcoin to buy for something else like that. So I think, not to put too fine a point on it, but I seriously doubt you could put your money on the exchange right now and season it for 6 days before this plays out. If you do, God bless you, you got lucky, luckier than I ever am. And but nonetheless, if you haven't done this, it's the first time you're hearing me say it, better to get on there than not. Okay, that is advice, because if you are not in the game, they won't deal you in. Okay, so you've got to be ready to go. So carpe diem, seize the day. All right. So as far as Bitcoin goes, we are just watching for that 24,000, and I will give you this promise: when we hit 24,000, I don't give a damn what time of day it is. If I'm awake, I will go live when we hit 24, and I'll tell you exactly what to expect. So if you guys are subscribers to the channels, we'd love to have you be a part of it. If you're not, go ahead and like and subscribe. Share me out to social media. I'm having a little bit of an explosion around the world. You guys are sharing my videos, and I'm popping up in some pretty strange places. So thank you very much for helping me grow the channel and helping this project get bigger and bigger and bigger. We've added about 2,000 subscribers in the last couple of weeks, which is pretty awesome. So, and that's due just because of you guys' love for what it is I do, and I love to do it for you. So, the bigger we get, the more excited I get to continue doing this. So, support my ego. It's such a frail thing. So I feed off of it. So, all right, so let's go ahead and take a look at a couple other things here, and we'll get on to the giveaway here. We're going to make this kind of a short broadcast, because everybody's here for the giveaway. I just want to give you guys enough time so you guys are wandering into the chats here. Of course, we're going to be having a 5,000 VeChain giveaway here at the end of the broadcast. And all you got to do is just simply join us over here at the unfairadvantage.chat. Just get into our chat room and just be a part of what we're doing. Of course, obviously, once you get in there, you'll start to see, hey, this was worth joining just with or without winning some VeChain. It's quite a group. I'm quite happy with the guys that are in the group, and love to make it very, very much bigger than it is right now. So all you gotta do is simply join the unfairadvantage.chat. Get in there, just click on the chicken bones twice. That's our little icon that you have to click once and then click twice, and that authenticates you, and then you're in the group. So, and we'll be joining. And if you're in there, whether you've been in there for 5 seconds before I draw, or whether you've been in there since my core 40 people, doesn't matter. Everybody has an equal chance to win. All right, so Ethereum's looking a little more bullish than the rest of it, but I tell you honestly, this is kind of when things got weird for me. The whole market's not really moving. The whole market's not really moving the way everything else is, and so that was pretty much part and parcel why I was like, yeah, this is like something is about to happen, because generally the whole market moves together in unison, but it hasn't been working that way as of since last live stream. These occasional ones are just popping like bottle rockets. There'll just be one that just pops, and then another pops, and another pops. But the rest of the market's going down, or some of it's going sideways. And you just don't see that very often. Generally, though, markets flow together. When you see markets not doing that, the shenanigans are at full tilt, and they definitely have been for the last 48 hours. But Ethereum, so where do we go from Ethereum? Now, classically looking at this, if I was just coming in off the street, didn't know anything about the history of what's been going on with Ethereum lately, or what's been going on with the market in general, I would look at this and just pull my TA bag out and say, all right, well, we're looking at probably about a move like that, a little more, and I would plug it into the ISIS line, and that would put us right here. We have confluence right there. We have historical support. In fact, We can even channel that if we want to. We can say, all right, well, we're operating inside of a channel here. I can be a believer on that. I can be a player on that. Let's dial that in a little bit. In fact, I am going to leave that here just to kind of see if that works out. However, as I look at that, that's the move one would expect right now, but I don't. I expect actually the opposite. I expect kind of a, I'm going to make that gray because I want to make you, gray is just, let's go make that purple. Purple is theoretical. Don't ever trade on a purple arrow. If you see a purple arrow, don't ever trade on it. Suspect that I'm probably right, but don't trade on it because I sometimes I post these theories to teach you guys, but what I am going to show you is probably much more likely to play out with Ethereum because the whole market's going in the tanker. I mean, if Bitcoin drops to 24,000, ain't no way Ethereum's going to go the other direction. No way. I assure you of that. So what this is something's been going on with Ethereum. More or less, Bitcoin's been kind of sagging faster than Ethereum. But believe me, this being the number 2 market coin, it'll go down. It will go down. Let me grab my arrow here if I can find what I'm looking for. There we be. All right. So let's pull TA the opposite direction. So if we go the opposite direction, I'm much more of a buyer and I'm much more of a believer of this. So I'm going to do that. Yellow means basically about 65 to 70% probability. I'm much more of a believer in that. And the reason I'm a believer of that is because look at the confluence that we have here. Look at the support and resistance that we have right here. We have to come down that far. There is standard TA. That was the standard TA move plugged into the ISIS system, plugged into the AI system. And we see we have historical support and resistance right there. And we see that arrow distance. This is called a velocity. So will we do this move or this move? I give this 5%. I give this 95% odds. Truthfully, has to work out that way. Now, as far as the rest of the market, I think we might find this formation through some other select coins as well. It would be the same story as well. So again, I want to get back to, no matter what I tell you tonight, I'm getting back to the same thing. I want you watching Bitcoin. I want you watching XRP. There's no other conversations that need to be had. Those two right there are going to tell you everything about what the market, quote unquote, is going to do. If you see Bitcoin, and let me get into a little theory here. So you guys that are new to the live stream, I always like to kind of break this stuff down so you can understand. I'm a 30-year investor. I've been in this stuff for a long, long time. I've traveled all over the world. I put my feet in the dirt of practically every single country on the globe that has anything to do with crypto. I've seen it in action, things that you don't hear about and stuff like that. So what you're hearing is my experience, not my opinion, my experience. I've been to Kenya, I've been to Colombia, I've been to Hong Kong, I've been to Taiwan, I've lived in the Philippines. Of course, I'm American. I've been to North America, South America, you name it. I've been all over the place, and I've integrated with and I've interacted with crypto all over the planet. So I can tell you that how people move over in Japan is radically different than how they do here. The opinions of XRP somewhere else is radically different, and the usage of XRP is radically different. And Bitcoin Cash, for example, not getting too far off the story, but for example, Bitcoin Cash, nobody really gives a rat's ass about Bitcoin Cash over here in America, but you can literally live your life in Japan using Bitcoin Cash. You can go out for sushi, you can pay your rent, you can hail a rickshaw or a cab or whatever you want. You can literally go completely cashless, operating off of Bitcoin Cash. There's money machines for Bitcoin Cash on every single corner. And so the reason I tell you that little mini story is to tell you that your perspective is a micro one. Mine is a macro. Having been there, having seen it, spent a good amount of time. My ex-girlfriend is Kenyan. I spent probably about 2 years in Kenya. They are radically ahead of us in the crypto game. Most people tend to kind of think, they think Sally Struthers and flies all over over poor kids out in the middle of the field. It's not like that, folks. These folks operate daily using crypto on their phone on a level that most North Americans could never begin to even understand. So when I tell you that things are coming, it's because I've already seen them in place. And so that feeds into my predictions, that feeds into my charting, that feeds into my teaching and my stuff that I talk about on live stream, because I want you guys to get a world perspective. Because if you're investing like a local, it's you against the rest of the world. And let me tell you, the rest of the world knows a lot more about crypto than North America does. Okay. So anyway, as far as back to my core discussion here, is we're watching XRP and we're watching Bitcoin. I do want to kind of weigh in a little bit on the drop that we're seeing. Excuse me, I'm having Diet Pepsi here while I'm drinking. market drop that we're seeing right now is a little bit different. It's time to talk a little theory here. Before, what's going to move first, alts or Bitcoin? Let me share a theory with you. Back in the day, and by the day I mean 2017 or whatever, you used to come in and you used to on-ramp fiat. How'd you do it? You brought fiat to Bitcoin, Bitcoin to alts. Correct? Correct. Now, it doesn't work that way now, does it? So Bitcoin was always a market leader with direction. So as Bitcoin went, so went the rest of the alts. Alts had to be brought into a tailwind behind Bitcoin, because if you're going to get into crypto, you got to go through Bitcoin. If you're going to get out of crypto, you got to go through Bitcoin. If you want to go fiat trade back out to fiat again, Bitcoin was the on-ramp and the off-ramp. That is not the case anymore, is it? All you got to do is you just simply have to have a Coinbase account, and if you want to buy XLM, you're in, you're out, you're gone. You don't ever have to get your hands dirty with Bitcoin anymore. So now, let me give you something you probably never heard before. Bitcoin is not the market leader anymore. Alts are. Alts are. So you watch alts to see what they're doing, and Bitcoin will follow alts. Watch me be right. Watch me be right. That thing I just told you. This is. When I give an opinion, I also give fact, and I give the science with it. So you watch me be right. Bitcoin will move. This is why I want you watching XRP. In addition to I want to see what both are doing, because just because one moves doesn't mean. Now what you'll see Bitcoin is going to go down. It's going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. One's going to look at the other's going to look at the one, and they're both going to kind of look at each other and go, well, what are we doing? And then down we go. Oh shit, he's going, so I'm going to go. And that's basically what it's going to be. It's going to be a game of chicken. And so when one drops, XRP drops possibly before Bitcoin, my money is on Bitcoin. Bitcoin drops first, then all the alts are going to follow. The alts are going to follow, and Bitcoin's going to go more. So it's going to be a horse race to the bottom. But the stopping off points, the check-in points along the way, very clearly, according to our AI system, according to standard classical TA, is $24,000, like I showed you, and then on down from there. So we're going to check in at 24,000. Then we're going to look at the market. And so what I'm looking for, and I've been telling everybody on live streams, what I'm looking for is two things. I want to see two things to know we're at the bottom, because all you guys are always emailing me and DMing me and asking me in live chats, when's the bottom? When's the bottom? The bottom is very clear when you see two things. When you see XRP at 22 to 25 cents and Bitcoin down at the market, or down at the level where I tell you that it's going, which could very well be 12,000, anywhere from 12,000 to 16,000, conservatively $15,000 to $16,000. If you see Bitcoin at $15,000 to $16,000 and you see XRP down under 30 cents, good enough. Get out your wallet, start buying everything that isn't nailed down. That is advice. It's very good advice, because again, we talked about the iceberg theory. And if we're looking at the iceberg and we're saying, okay, well, where are we at if the whole of the, let's take a look at a new crypto here while I'm just rattling on here. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple other things. Let's go ahead and take a look at Theta real quick. Let's apply the iceberg theory to Theta. And this is a big old iceberg right here. All right, so you guys are new live stream. You're going to learn something here. So, okay, so I can't zoom out on the whole of the market here, but we know that Theta has been upwards of darn near $16. Okay, so where are we at right now? We're at $6.34 Theta. Now, when we come down, ISIS has got this bad boy way down here, way down here. Does that scare any of you? You guys are hodling Theta. You're not going to have a good day here. I'm not suggesting any of you sell out. If you're holding Theta, I'm not a chase knives to the bottom kind of guy. I'm really more of a bring more money to the market. I'm not a get out, try to reposition myself lower, because in order to do that, I won't get into the math of it tonight, but you really have to get a 10% drop to even begin to do better than tread water. So the whole chasing, and I did a very good breakdown on this on last live stream. Go back and listen to the last live stream where I talk about what happens when you try to trade your way lower and for less than 10% market drop, and how the market maneuvers things to make it just a little bit where they nail you 4 and 5 times on a trade because they sucker you into exiting your position. So go back and listen to that last live stream, and I do a pretty good job of explaining that, so I won't get into that tonight. But this one's going to be markedly different. This one's going to be this one's going to be just a slam to the bottom, the great heave-ho. We are going to see this thing go completely to the bottom. So anyway, as far as Theta going down the iceberg, we're going to talk about iceberg. So if we're looking at the whole price structure of let's call this the all-time high, This is the potential bottom of price, and so we'll just call this theta. Okay, so this is the theta iceberg. All right, so where are we at right now? So if we're saying that theta was, let's just go ahead and round up the numbers and call that $16. So if we say this is $16 is our all-time high, assuming we never go any higher, and we all know that theta is going higher than that. And let's say that reasonably speaking, we have a floor down here that was somewhere around about $2. And we did, by the way. Much like when XRP was at 22 to 25 cents, Theta spent a great amount of time at $2. Great amount of time at $2. Don't even have to look. I already know there's a lot of support and resistance at $2. So let's assume we've got a window of about $14 right here. Okay, so right now we are at $6. $6 puts you like, somewhere like right about in that where. So now my way of investing is I like a lot of iceberg above me. I like a lot of probability up above me. So if we're just kind of pulling numbers from air, we are looking at $16, $2. That's the price band. So we are looking at possibly maybe a 3x down and a however many x up from where we're at. So the percentages are, I'll just pull rough numbers from air. The percentages are almost 80% up, 20% down, give or take, and that's just loose math. I'm just spitballing my way through this. But the lower we go on that iceberg, the more green sky, the more meat and potatoes above us. Follow what I'm saying? So we are in a juicy time to be investing. But wait, there's more, because the lower we go, the more attractive it gets. So as I have pounded on the table and screamed from the rooftops for you guys for the last 6 months, we are in a bearish part of a bullish move. If anyone suggests, recommends, thinks, whatever, that we are in a bear market, laugh in their face, because we're not. We're not in a bear market, guys. We are in a bearish part of a bullish market. Let me give case in point. The bankers are just now coming to the game. Do you think they're going to step in and start a whole new way of doing business in a down market? No. If they do, it's to their advantage. But when they get in, what do you think happens? It turns very, very quickly into a bull market. Does it not? Because when the big boys come to play, they want to play. They don't want to sit on their investments having it make no more money for 8 years. Some of these jokers that are out on YouTube right now are daring to suggest that we will not get another bull run for 2 more years. Ha! Give me a break. Give me a break. Think of how much money has dumped into the crypto market just in the last 12 months alone. Think of all the big names that are running. Do you think any of these guys want to wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years? Give me a stinking break. That is the most ludicrous thing. I mean, I deal with these people. I deal with, in our group, in the unfairadvantage.chat, we have 2 billionaires in the group. And, we talk. And, they laugh about that. But that's the narrative. And, of course, obviously, some of these billionaires are trying to tell everybody that because they're trying to force everybody out of the market so they can get in and, get cheap. We all know how the game is played, but not all of us play the game the way we understand. All right. So, anyway, back to the iceberg. So the lower we go on that iceberg, and right now we're about ready to do our final plop to the bottom of the iceberg. If you bought anywhere from now to the bottom, you're not doing bad. Not doing bad at all. But I want you to do better. So wait, don't get uppity. Don't get excited. We have much more to go. I'm not a fan of Bitcoin. You guys know that if you've been on live stream with me for a long time. I'm not a fan of Bitcoin, ever, never, and I'm not going to get into the reasons why tonight, although they are several and plenty. The idea is we watch this, because whether you love it, whether you hate it, you still got to watch it. I mean, if you just because you don't subscribe to it, you don't care for it, doesn't mean it doesn't affect the things that you do. So we watch it as a bellwether against what's going on. And so as Bitcoin starts to sag to those prices, so too will alts. Alts will all go down. But here we are now in the bearish part of a bullish market. This is a once in a lifetime thing, guys. And I know that's many people say that over and over again, but really truly it is. Maybe we get one more, I'll concede, but not at this level, not at this price. This is truly so. You guys, I'm telling you, I got kind of philosophical last time I told you. I'm here to change lives. I'm here to help you guys make good financial decisions. I'm going to feed that information to you. What you do with it is up to you. I'm not handing financial advice. I'm handing financial wisdom based upon a lot of lumps that I've taken over 35 years as an investor. I'm 53 years old. I've lost more money than I'll bet everybody in the chat's got collectively. I'm not saying that bragging. I'm saying that because it freaking hurts to admit. But you know what? With that, I paid heavily in the school of hard knocks, but I'm willing to hand down my education for free. So you young guys that are in the group, you're listening to an old dude. Listen to the old dude. He's been around. He knows things. He's seen people. He's lost money. He's made money. So listen. I know that we've got several guys that are in the chat. Like I don't see him in here right now rolling past me, but Chase Wright, he's a recent graduate of high school. We're proud of you, Chase. Glad to have you with our group. I wish nothing but the best for you, guy. So those young men and young women that are part of this group, you right now, I don't care if you're working for McDonald's. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care how much money you have. You guys are in the elite less than 1% right now. If you take action and do what others won't do, you will have what others will never have. I'm here to tell you that much right now. I know we operate in our crypto sphere, and we think, all these other guys are making more money. I'm not making anything. I'll give you a good example. We like to talk about him. He's kind of become our mascot, Mr. Howard. He is from South Africa. Has joined us recently. And when you guys want to put up his numbers, one of my mods want to put up his numbers. He came in with a very, very, very small amount. To him, not a small amount of money. I believe it was, what was it, $300, $500, guys? I don't remember what the story is. I got too many of you guys messaging. But he's been following our charts. He's been following the AI system, and he's made, I don't know, I don't want to speak on his behalf, but he's probably made more money than he's laid his hands on all year in one or two trades. And now his family is watching him, and they're like, could you do that for us? And so now this gentleman emailed me earlier, and he said, my family is absolutely blown away by what they're seeing. And they've all given me like $3,000 to invest. And and we've got another one in our group here. I'll tell that story here in a minute. It does my heart good. I love to see you guys are first world guys that, you're making 20, 30, 40,000. We'll talk about that here in a second. But nothing thrills me more than to see $500 turned into life-changing money. And because I've lived in those third world countries and I know what that does. So, but on another thing, you probably saw here, we have another guy. We just made him a mod. Actually, we've kind of taken a liking to him, and he came into our group with $500. He did his first trade on his own. He got to 700, and now he's over $30,000. $30,000 using just the ISIS and Anubis system that's built into the Fibby charts that you're looking at. So it's possible. Everybody gets their own little turn at bat, and everybody gets different risk aversions and stuff like that. But it is possible. You can do it. And of course, everybody knows about Crypto Rich coming in and making $10 million. I won't get into that story again tonight, but it is very, very possible. So we are having win upon win upon win. Paid off houses, paid off credit card, dream cars, vacations. It's amazing, guys. It really is. And the best is yet to come. So let's go ahead. So hopefully I got a little bit of common sense pounded into you here. So don't jump yet, because the best is yet to come. So let me get this off here, and let's take a look at Theta in general and make some short-term assessments with it. See how she's looking. Yeah, so Theta, she's going down, folks. Next leg down is going to put her right. Well, basically, my line moved a little bit. That should have been up here, but that basically is it. That's pretty much a hit. So our next move down should put us. Actually, I want to bring that up a little bit. Our next move down should put us down about $5.63, $5.65 if you want to be conservative. Again, I show these things to kind of show signposts on the road to hell is kind of my funny little saying, but that's not when you buy. That's when you go, oh, he was right. And then you watch the next one and the next one and the next one. And what you end up with is calls that I make like this that come to pass. And then another one and another one. And so you can see that these things, I have a history of being right. Over and over and over and over. And you can see these things, and these calls are way back here. Sooner or later, there it is right there. Some of these calls, boom. This was, I don't know how many days ago that was, but I have to kind of say this, not to haha, I told you so, but just to kind of put a point on this. We had a subscriber that came in that really didn't understand what he was looking at. He's like, "Well, you missed that call." I'm like, "Wait." Everybody kept telling him, "Wait, wait." And he's like, "Well, if it doesn't come to pass in like 2 or 3 days, you just got lucky." No, there's no luck in this. That was 22 days. We rarely see them go that long. Generally, most of the time, these things will play out within 3 to 7 days, 3 to 5 most of the time. But it is not uncommon. When I say it's going down and people look at that and go, "Well, you missed that one. And look at this thing go way up." I'm like, wait. Because this system is basically averaging out everything, and it's using AI, and this thing is getting smarter every single day. So I'm putting more and more and more faith in this thing. So this arrow got hit. This one didn't yet. This one got hit. But we're coming. We're getting darn close. Look how close we are. That is only, and we are on a downturn. It's only going to take about 17% more of a drop to validate that call that came in 20 days ago. It will happen, guys. It will happen. All that and more. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at about 3 more, and then let's go ahead and get to the drawing. We're going to do a short show tonight. So, Reef, you guys that are speaking of life-changing money here, hang on just a second. I'm going to mute my mic here real quick. I installed a mic mute, so hopefully I'm not coughing in you guys' ears anymore. I've got a little bit of a throat issue, so if I sound kind of froggy, it's just because I have a whole marsh full of frogs in my throat, so they don't seem to want to leave. All right, so anyway, Reef is one that we've been. This is kind of a fan favorite, and this is a moneymaker, guys. We've got this thing predicted. Our Anubis system has this thing set 36 to 48 months from now. We're calling a $3.36 price on this, and right now we're sitting at a penny and a half. Let me say that again: $3.36 price call in 3 to 4 years, and I'm talking about a penny and a half coin right now. So any of you guys that are small potatoes, very little money, don't know what to get into, you're looking at it right now. That's not a suggestion. That's not advice. It's just common sense. Penny and a half, and there's a lot of good money behind this. It's a very well respected coin. There's some big players in this thing, billions and billions of dollars. This is a business coin. This is not a shit coin. This is not a speculative coin or a meme coin. This is the real deal. This is the big money, big finance. Reef finance is actually what this is, and this ain't going nowhere during a washout. This thing will do just fine. Thank you very much. And are predicted. Now, you guys have been kind of on me. When's the bottom? When's the bottom? When we hit that red box, pull the trigger. That's what I'm going to suggest. In my opinion, just my opinion. I'm not suggesting anyone do anything. But to me, I have bought it all the way up here and thought I was a genius. I was, because it went up 90% after that. But nobody expected, not even me, expected it to fall that far, because it took a long time to fall that far. It fought tooth and nail to get below my original buy line. But originally, way back when I added this to the platinum, I called this. I say, guys, this is a pretty good one at about 2.25 cents. And the minute I suggested it, this thing shot up 90%, almost damn near double your money. In, I believe it was like about a week, less than a week. And it went up, came down, and I said, yeah, you probably might want to sidestep this. It might come down a little bit. And it just kept coming down. But it hit a point where it just would not get below my blue line. And I almost thought about buying some more, but, when the market really got shitty, I thought, you know what? Sidestep it, because it's going to go down. And sure enough, it did. We targeted every single drop it made. And so we're waiting now for it to get down into the red zone. So when it gets into the red zone, do not hesitate. Do not hesitate. This is good enough. Good enough. If it gets to a penny, basically at the top of the red is about let's just call it a penny. At the bottom of the box is about roughly 8 cents. Anywhere from 8 cents to a penny, or an eighth of a cent to an even penny. Beautiful. Done and done. because this thing is going to turn. It's going to go north. And when it does, it's going to do it to the tune of $3.36, giving you, I think I've lost count on what the percentages is. I believe something like 50,000% return, something like that. I can't remember. Last time we looked at that and did the math, it was something like 36,000% return, and we're well above that now. So Reef, if Reef is not in your bag, then you don't have a bag that impresses anyone, because this is a killer. It really truly is. I mean, there's very few coins that I gush about, but this one is absolutely one of them. Populous was another one. Populous is it just does its own thing. And again, you guys know on live stream I told you this will not hold. This will not hold, and you can see I was right. I was completely right. I believe I told you on live stream that this should fall down on the red and then come down into the red, and again I was right. So I don't know if this was on live stream or after live stream. I've given you a predictive marker right here. Sooner or later, I'm just going to go ahead and go on record and tell you that we're going to go down to this red box here again before she's all said and done. Now, will we go even lower during a crash? Yes, most certainly. Most certainly. I already got the target. It's right here. But don't know what that is. Some trash in there. But be watching. So when we start to hit the top of this red box, you're going to go, well, I'll be damned, he's right again. Because I will be right. I mean, this was a call that I made just straight out of the blue. We were all up here, all pumpy, feel good. I'm like, nah, not having it. Don't like it. And sure enough, look, I was right. Down she comes. You do this as long as I have, you start to look at this stuff in a much different way. This is just a straight up feel good pump. That's all it was. All right, so let's take a look at Doge, take a look at Shiba. Let's give away. Oh, we got to give away some VeChain here. We got to take a look at VeChain, then we'll give it away. All right, so this is market manipulation. This is going to be the lesson for the day. So market manipulation. The way the system works is it's able to target what we call velocity, which is the distance from point A to point B. Velocity is indisputable. If you use classical TA, which you pick up your TA. Let's see if I can remember where I got that from. I believe it was right. Yeah, it was right here. So TA would have you believe that if we're going down here, then obviously, and I'm using the ISIS lines, and I'm using all the AI stuff like that. So from this line to this line, this is what we call a velocity. So obviously you can see we did fall that far, this distance. Velocity is the distance from point A to point B. Now, velocity, when you plug it into the next move. So you computers have kind of what I call an OCD. They do something, they go through motion, and then they undo it. That's how you get things like BARTs. They will go a distance, they will do whatever, and then they'll go up or they'll go down. But they always go the same direction or the same distance twice. It's just something they do. That's pattern recognition. If you do this as long as I have, you start to notice these things. So what I'm telling you is this, is this velocity is indisputable. It will happen. It did happen. So plugged into classical TA, I was looking at this thing. I was going according to what should have happened. I plugged this in, and I said, okay, we should be coming it off of that. And it turned and it went down half. Now, usually what happens with the markets is they know that, yeah, I'll do ADA. They know that there are good TA people out there, and they understand that TA is part of the game. And so what they do is they use that TA against us. They run it down halfway as far as it should go, and then they turn and go the other direction, just to wipe out longs and shorts. So, and I don't care how good your charts are, I don't care how brilliant you are, I don't care what your AI program is, you cannot fight against that. Cannot see it coming. It's a sucker punch. It happens. So I would have 100% track record if it weren't for that. And I'm not crying on spilled milk. I'm just simply sharing a thing. Let me demonstrate to you how right I am about manipulation. Watch this and be amazed. This velocity right here, boom, there it is right there. The opposite direction. Exactly. Not a little bit, not kinda, exactly the opposite direction. And so that's case in point for what I'm talking about. When you have a velocity move that should happen, and they go down halfway, and they just kind of, well, how come that didn't play out? Oh wait, it will. We went over roughly about a day. It pumped, and I want to also call your attention to something else. Where did it pump to? Right straight to our AI predictive line. So even though they are taking it the opposite direction, they're still doing it with inside the grid. They can be predicted. I don't watch Dogecoin every single day. But when this didn't play out, I would have expected this to go lower. Now again, I'll tell you now that this has happened. This coincides with that last pump that I just showed you on the other crypto. It's just a nothing. So, and again, you'll see this is coming down. But I wanted to demonstrate and leave this on so I could show you guys that this is not an accident. This is not. So, oh well, Elon Musk, he tweeted bullshit. I mean, he doesn't have anything to do with this. He's a public face. If that's the story you want to pardon my language, by the way. If you want to assign him to your fate, that's fine. But I'm showing you real science. I'm showing you real statistics, real math. This is how it really works from behind the curtain. So this velocity had to play out because computers do not do anything that they don't undo, and this is exactly what they did. So there you go, lesson learned. So now how can you fight against it? You just play the odds. You play the odds. Sometimes you lose. Not often. But if you're using good TA, you're using good tools like this, you can do fairly well. I usually bat anywhere from very high 80% to very low 93% is around about. Lately I've been doing even better. Been around about 93% success ratio. But every once in a while the casino's got to win. That's just how they do. They do you dirty every once in a while. All right. So where's Dogecoin going after this? Well, it's going down, of course. Obviously, you can see that we're still moving down. So this little thing right here was just nothing. All that was is to wipe out longs and shorts, just using a velocity that hadn't played out. So when this thing starts to drop, when Bitcoin drops, when XRP drops, Doge is going in the tank with it. So everything's going for a swim sooner or later. So you can see, broadly speaking, we're really not doing anything. We're having kind of a trend upward, which obviously what we're going to do is we're going to fall off the ledge. Now, also, as long as we're on here, I kind of want to talk about this a little bit. You guys know another one of my patterns that I'm famous for kind of discovering is a J-hook. And what is a J-hook? A J-hook is this little fakery. This is another fake move. I caught him dead to rights on this one, though. They can never pull this on me again that I don't see it happening. Anytime you see a triangle formation like this, which should be a pennant, a bull pennant, this is an upward move, or they would have you believe it's an upward move. This velocity, the opening part of the pennant, is how far it should move. And I tell you, generally speaking, what you'll usually see when you see a pennant is they'll give you what you think you're supposed to get, and then they'll hook it the opposite direction. And I was calling when we were right about here. I said, no, guys, this is going to be a J-hook. It's going to hook. It's going to go up 50% of velocity, turn, and it's going to drop. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. And it happens all the time. I don't think there's ever been anyone that's ever tracked this move that's ever come up with that concept. It's just something that I noticed, and I'm an engineer by trade. I like to take things apart and I like to study them and I like to kind of dissect them and see how they work and look at the gears and the wires and stuff like that. And so I'm fascinated that I'm able to kind of decode this, and it works out with such high probability. So you can consider it a rule. It really does work that way. You get a pennant, here it is again. You get a pennant, it pumps. You get a pennant, it pumps, and it drops. Sooner or later, it's going to drop. So we are kind of working our way into another one right here. We've got another pennant right here that's very likely it could go higher just to fake people out. How high would it go? Probably to support and resistance right about here, and then it'll tank, and then we'll drop right back down into this oval right here. So, and again, that falls in confluence with the rest of the market that's supposed to be going down. Let's go ahead and take a look at, somebody requested I take a look at Cardano. I haven't really been covering Cardano an awful lot lately, but I was going to give away a Reef. I'll tell you what I will do, guys. On the VeChain, I didn't get a chance to go ahead and move the. We had an investor that he donated that. However, it is sitting in a cash account right now, so can't do Reef because it's an ERC20 coin. But I would probably talk to whomever wins tonight. And if you want to switch over to something like XLM or something like that, we'll work it out, So I'm not going to do a full live stream. I'm not going to go through all kinds of coins and stuff like that tonight. But we're just going to get to the meat and potatoes here real quick. We're going to have the giveaway. But so Cardano again looking very, very bearish. This thing is shaping up for a drop, guys. If you understand TA, we're basically in an upward channel, which defines kind of a downward move here. Let me again. There it is again. Now, what's likely to happen? This should go down. But what's likely to happen is they're going to throw some fake at you first. They're going to bring this thing up. They're going to bring it up to They're going to bring it up here probably to support and resistance, which is right about here, and down she goes. Support and resistance being right about there. So watch for that. So if you see a pump in Cardano, don't get excited, because if the rest of the market's going down, I don't care if this is going up or down. In the short term, in the long term, it's going down. So we have some target basically where I'm watching for. Temporary target I'm looking for is this purple line, which is just sub-dollar. We don't track this thing all that much lately because it's just not doing anything too terribly exciting. But I have been telling you guys that if we get under $1, let's start having a harder look at it. We're not there yet. We got close, got very close. But the last true call I made on this was right here, and we hit it. We bounced back. And you notice these calls, I make the call, and then we just always seem to come back to where I call, right here. So these calls are just magical. I mean, we might dip a little bit lower. I wasn't paying attention at that point in time. But these calls are almost mathematically magical. They always just kind of tend to be like a magnet. Oh, tiny tank. You and your Shiba. Okay, yes, I'll do. I owe you charts too, by the way, girl. I'm working on them. I've got. I'll get that for you here. I'm a busy boy. Yeah. So for you people that just can't get enough misery in your lives, you know, I just love to trash talk this. It's kind of my hobby. So, but really, there's nothing to say about this that I can't say about the rest of it. Here we are again. We are at a very, very definable. You know, that's kind of a sloppy. Yeah, you can look at it right there if you want to. We've got a pennant formation. That is not exactly my idea of a pennant post, but we can still concede that it's something. So what I would strongly suspect is maybe some false hope here, and down we go. Why this low? Because we have support and resistance right there. So, and then from there, perhaps possibly further. Now, we did have a call here. We hit it. So our first, like I said, these calls that come in, just because we don't hit it, because we hit them one time doesn't mean we won't hit them a second time. I would expect to be inside this yellow box fairly soon. From where we are to the top is 22%, easy to do. To the bottom, 29%, easy to do. Where do we go below that? We go much lower than that. I mean, I haven't charted it yet. I'm waiting for ISIS to drop the bronze lines down there lower so I can get some good feedback. But when she does, she drops those lines down there. I'll give you some more hardcore. But right now, basically, we're just watching for that yellow box. And I'm sorry, I keep wiping out my. There we go. That's going to be your first indicator that something's on the downslide, and it's looking very probable, very probable, much like the rest of the market. So again, we always get back to looking at Bitcoin and XRP. You really don't need to look at anything else, because if those are going down, your Shiba's going down with it, your Doge is going down with it, your Chainlink's going down with it. Pick one, they're all going down. All right, I think I got everything here, so do one more here just to be on the safe side. Oh, I do want to do this because I always like to kind of throw this. This is our free call. So if you guys join us at the Unfair Advantage, hopefully you guys got in here. We're about ready to give away 5,000 VeChain to one lucky winner. So all you guys got to do is just join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. You got minutes left to get involved, so just join us over at the unfairadvantage.chat, and we're going to do a live pick here at the end of the show tonight. And one lucky winner is going to win 5,000 VeChain, and or whatever we can swap it for that might be agreeable too, if it works for us. But VeChain is the advertised thing, so we'll stick with that for right now. All right. But we like to give away. So if you guys are members over there at the Unfair Advantage, we do like to give away free calls. We have OMG has kind of become the free giveaway that I do for everybody. And what we do is we just basically follow that. I started it as a free giveaway, so I maintained it as a free giveaway. You don't have to subscribe to anything. Just be a member over there at the group, and we will let you get a free call on OMG. You know, we update OMG. There's Mr. Howard. He's J420CT. How you doing, Mr. Howard? Glad to have you with us, buddy. How you doing? Give us your numbers, brother. I got your. I'm going to sidetrack this chart here for a minute. Where are you at dollar-wise? So I know you came in with a humble amount of money. Where are you at right now? Tell the group where you're at with your profits. I know you messaged me and said that you're going to be up in your game here. You got your family involved now. So if your family's listening, glad to meet you, folks. Glad to have you. You're in good hands here. I have nothing but your best intent on mind. You know, when I do these calls, I'm thinking about the little guys because I don't want to wipe out anybody's $500 paycheck. I don't want to do that. So while I'm waiting for his answer here, we're on time delay. So OMG, again, we're waiting for right there. There's the magic number right there. Basically 214, 225, right in that range. For you guys that are not on stream, haven't been on stream long enough, I have this predicted at about $20 to $25 this year. If you can get this thing bought at $2 and it goes to $20 to $25, oh buddy, 10x plus. 10x plus. Put $1 in, get $10 back. Is that not beautiful? This year. That's what I've got predicted this year. Now, again, these are my opinions. Obviously, I don't give financial advice, but the odds are looking pretty good. So we'll do VeChain and let's have a giveaway. So where are we at with VeChain? So VeChain, why do we decide to give away VeChain for you guys that are new to the live stream? Well, because VeChain is sitting at 8 cents, 8.5 cents right now, and we have it predicted at $7 in 36 to 48 months. And that there ain't nothing to sneeze at. $3 or at 0.08 cents going to $7. That is a fantastic, whether you have $500 in South Africa or whether you got $5 billion in New York City. That is a hell of a return. Hell of a return on what I would dare call a blue chip stock. I would dare call. I don't trace salt, by the way. I'm just answering questions randomly. That's a hell of a blue. You know, safe. Nothing's safe in this world. You know, there's always a bit of randomness. But from a crypto perspective, from a solidity, from a will it wash away, take all my money and just be gone in a poof. Don't see that happening with VeChain. It's too necessary. It's too infrastructure driven. And so from 8 cents, 8.5 cents to $7, life-changing money, boys and girls. Yeah, do the math on that. It's a hell of a deal. So whether you get in on this, whether you win tonight, I want all you guys really focused on VeChain, so whether you win tonight or whether you don't. So my mods, so .not, are you in the chat there, brother? Let me check in. Let's see if let me get into my chat here real quick and see if I'm just operating off screen here for a minute. Let me silence my mic here real quick. I'm gonna have a quick conversation with my mod, make sure we got our drawing set up so we can do everything live on air, and I will be right back. So hang tight just a second. Okay, so what you're looking at is our Discord and the unfairadvantage.chat. So this is a live feed here. You can see no shenanigans, no stuff like that. So .not, do us the honor and pull the trigger. Let's see who's our lucky winner. Got to give him a minute here because it's a little bit of a... There we go. Alan's Attic. Congratulations, buddy. You just won yourself 5,000 VeChain. There you go. Simple as that. Thank you very much. So Alan is a fairly new subscriber, so I do remember the name. Thank you very much for being a part of this, guys. So you guys that are new to the live stream, we're going to do this an awful lot. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy changing people's lives. I'm not doing this because I want to stack up a fortune for myself. I'm doing this because I'm here to change lives. So I do want to give back. I do want to do these drawings. I do want to, as we get bigger, if you think 5,000 VeChain is something, you ain't seen nothing yet. We're going to get to the point where we hit critical mass. It's going to start being some things you can't even wrap your mind around. We're going to start giving away cars, and when we get to the level that I want to be at with the group of people that I am targeting to have here, the best is yet to come, folks. So definitely, this is a home that you want to be a part of. If you really want to be a part of a community that really, just look at the comments that are coming in here. We support each other, we love each other, we treat each other with respect. This is where you want to be. If you're just sick and tired of the spam and the bullshit, come join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. Okay, so that's it for tonight's live stream, guys. So appreciate having you. Like, subscribe, and share. My name is Red Baron. Until tomorrow when we get back on our regular scheduled program, be safe, be good, and be good at it. Peace and hair grease, baby.